And we are live. Hello and welcome to the big one, the watch along for the Formula One race, the Grand Prix of Belgium. And currently, the anthem is playing. Wait, I forgot to do something. Anyway, how are we doing today? I hope we all enjoyed Formula 2 and Formula 3 earlier. I definitely did. If you didn't join me for that, you should. You should watch Formula 1, Formula 2 and 3. Of course, you should watch Formula 1. But also 2 and 3. Good races, especially the F2 race was absolute chaos. But now it's time for the big one, Formula 1. This is not, by the way, my final watch along today. There is one more later today, which is the World Cup final. Spain versus Argentina. Of course, I'm going to be watching that as a football fan. And I actually have a horse in the race. I am rooting for Argentina. So join me for that later. But right now, we're focusing on the Belgian Grand Prix, where we have not done too well in terms of where we're starting. I will say, though, Lando did look very promising in qualifying. He initially put it on provisional pole, and then, well, he needs to start 13th because of an engine penalty. But that it does show that he has pace in that car. I think he is going to be able to fight through the field at least a little bit, which is exciting. It's good to see that he has some pace around here. So we'll see how Lando does. But it's encouraging to see that they took a new engine, and the new engine should have some upgrades as well. It's like the latest Mercedes engine. So we'll see how Lando does. Oscar did not have the best of qualifyings, but he hasn't had the best of weekends so far because he was on the back foot already throughout the first and second free practice, not getting a lot of laps in, which sucks. What are you going to do? Because if we look at it, right? Okay, actually, first free practice, Oscar did put in 21 laps, which is roughly around the same amount as everyone else, so that's fine. But I remember in the second free practice, he had to wait. And here you see it. He only put in 11 laps in the second free practice, whereas there are other drivers doing 20, 21 even for Max. So, yeah, 11 laps is not a lot. And then free practice 3, he did get 20 laps in there. But it's not a whole lot of laps that he's had. And, of course, with these cars, they're not easy. So why is my live chat not working? Anyway, if you are in the live chat, I do have it on my phone actually, but not on my computer. Like my stream setup for my computer says that something went wrong. There's a little like monkey, purple monkey. It's what it is, right? But at least Oscar is consistent. He has qualified seventh in so many races so far. I don't even keep track of that, but it's funny how he has just qualified seventh and seventh and seventh at so many tracks. But him qualifying seventh makes him start sixth because, of course, Lando is dropping back. So, yeah, let's look at starting grid. Kimi Antonelli will start from pole ahead of Max. Max admitted that he wouldn't be up there without the tow that he got from Hadjar. So there was some interesting team play going on with Red Bull. But the question is Max going to have another bad start? Because Red Bull is notorious for having bad starts. And if they have a bad start, that means that George Russell will be right behind Kimi Antonelli. Despite George Russell, he was half a second slower than Antonelli. How in the hell is George half a second slower than Kimi, and he's going to be able to just be in second place after turn one at La Source? It's crazy. And then George, with a little bit of a slipstream up the hill through Rouge and Radion on Camel Straight, what if he takes the lead? Half a second off. It's crazy. So, of course, this is assuming that Max has a bad start, but there's nothing that really convinces me that he won't have a bad start because Red Bull is just not working well. Like even in the race that Max did really well, that like his best performance so far was in Austria, where he came in second and he could have even won the race. He even had a bad start there, and he also had to fight back. So goes to show. The Ferraris also at a distance behind. That's a Ferrari this weekend. But then again, there are people like the media are really trying to make it look like Ferrari is all that quick, and it would be nice for Ferrari to get into the fight, but I think it's only because of the reliability of the Mercedes. Like Ferrari has not had the reliability issues that Mercedes has had, but the moment that Mercedes is functioning properly, Ferrari is not really able to do much, plain and simple. So I personally don't really expect much of Ferrari. I expect more of us than Ferrari, which is crazy to say because we should not be that good. But what are you gonna do? Lindblad had a good qualifying, put it in P7, but apparently Lindblad was the one with the updates and not Liam Lawson. So there are people who don't really agree with the fact that Lindblad had the updates, even though Lawson is higher in the championship by quite some distance and has outperformed Lindblad. But apparently, the reason that Lindblad had the updates is because he outqualified Lawson in Silverstone in the main qualifying. Not in the sprint qualifying. He also didn't outrace him. If you look at the entire weekend, Lawson was still the better driver. But no, the specific qualifying in Silverstone, that's where Lindblad was fastest. That's why Lindblad got the upgrades. It doesn't make much sense to me. Bortoleto had a very good qualifying, placing his car in P8. Several places ahead of his experienced teammate Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg has not really been qualifying well at all this year. Last year, it's like Hulkenberg does well in the race if his car doesn't break down. And place your bets on an Audi breaking down right now. I would definitely take that bet because I'm like, I think an Audi is probably going to break down. But if at least Bortoleto's car doesn't break down, he has a good starting position, right? Now, Lawson is a bit lucky starting in ninth because he initially qualified 11th, but the reason that he's starting there is because both Hadjar and Lando are taking engine penalties, which means that Lawson is now promoted up to ninth. Then we have the two Alpines in 10th and 11th. Alpine is like okay, not terrible, like not towards the bottom, but also not towards the top. And my prediction of Racing Bulls overtaking Alpine in the constructors is very much on with both Racing Bulls starting in front of Alpine. Of course, the race is yet to happen, but the positions as of the starting grid is looking good for them. Right? So we'll see how that goes. Let's actually put on the main race broadcast right now for about 20 seconds. So if you are joining me, hello, welcome. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And the way that I do these watch-alongs is I put on my stream, which I can't share. You put on your stream, and then you watch it along with me. I will pinpoint at certain moments to make sure that you can sync it up with me if you want. I am 20 seconds behind the live broadcast. That way, it's easy for you to sync it up with me if you want to. But at the moment, they're still doing the pre-race show. Laura Winter, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Alex Brundle are all just talking about what's happening on the grid. According to the time, the Belgian Grand Prix starts in 7 minutes from now. At least the formation lap starts in 7 minutes. So that is what I'm looking at. If you want to sync it up, of course, I will indicate when we see an intro and who we're seeing in the intro. I would indicate who's starting grid as well, who we're seeing, so that you can sync it up. So there's that. Let's actually look for a moment at the predictions I made. So far, I have been really on it with my predictions. So far, let's see. So where is my F1 predictions? So the podium that I have predicted is Kimi to win ahead of Max and Charles. That's at least the top two is looking all right. Of course, George is in there. This might not be the best prediction. I was mostly basing that podium off of the fact that George would not be in the top three, but somehow he is. Though, we'll see how that goes. But then, the qualifying prediction so far I've gotten correct. Which driver takes pole? Kimi Antonelli. Of course, Kimi took it. So I got points for that, and this is where I put the double points chip. So going to be good for a couple of points. Then who qualifies higher? Bortoleto or Colapinto? I said Bortoleto. That's correct. He qualified in, I think, ninth. Ninth, and Colapinto qualified 13th. Will Racing Bulls get both cars into Q3? I said no, and that's correct. It was actually a pretty ballsy call if you consider that both Racing Bulls have been getting into Q3 quite regularly as of late. But in this case, I was like, I have a feeling that one of them is going to have an issue, or is not going to be as quick. And there you go. Lawson did not get into Q3, even though he is coming in place. I said that Red Bull will get the fastest pit stop because honestly, this is a guessing game. I have no clue. In recent weeks, I have gambled on Ferrari, but Ferrari has let me down, so I'm like, I'm not gambling on you anymore. How many classified finishers? I'm going with 19. Could be. Oh, the intro has started. So I'm watching Behrman, Stroll, Alonso, Lindblad, Lawson, Sainz, Albon, Lewis, Shaw, Isaac, Max, Kimi, George, Oscar, and Lando. All right. That is your intro for the Belgian Grand Prix. Let me just quickly go through the rest of my predictions that I get. So 19 classified finishers out of 22. So that means that I am thinking 3 DNFs. I have no idea. I feel this is extremely random, but just go for a number. Guess a number. That's how which of these teams will score the most points? I said Red Bull Racing. That is actually looking pretty good. It's Red Bull versus McLaren, by the way, because Max is starting second, well ahead of both McLarens. Of course, Lando is starting 13th. I will say that Hadjar is starting 20th, 21st or something, way down the order. So he also took a grid penalty. But as of right now, it seems that Max is in a better position to score points than either McLaren. So I do think that could come through. Though, of course, if McLaren come through and they get essentially go against my prediction, I won't be mad about that because that means that McLaren did well this weekend. Most positions gained by a driver in the race, I said 8. I should have put that up because the thing is that the Hadjar is starting all the way down. Hadjar is starting 21st. I'm seeing it now. So Alonso 22nd, Hadjar 21st. Yeah, Hadjar is going to make up more than 8 places. Stroll 20th, Sainz 19th, Paris 18th, Bottas 17th. This is the highest that the Cadillacs have started. Ocon in 16th, Albon in 15th. Then we have Behrman in 14th, Lando in 13th. Lando has the grid penalty. He had a very good qualifying. Expect him to come through. Hulkenberg in 12th, Colapinto in 11th. Gasly 10th, Lawson 9th. Bortoleto 8th, Lindblad 7th. Both of these very good qualifying. Oscar in 6th, Lewis in 5th. Oscar has had a bit of a woeful weekend so far. Shaw in 4th, Russell in 3rd. And we have the front row of Max and Kimi, 2nd and 1st. So that is your starting grid. It is looking like it's going to be a dry but a fairly cool race. Also, it's interesting because all the previous races have been pretty hot. A lot of if we go back to Silverstone, it was a lot warmer than it was here. Austria was quite hot. Barcelona was quite hot. So these cars have, as of late, had a pretty warm weekend, and all of a sudden it's like a pretty cool weekend. Like it's around just about 20 degrees Celsius. Not the warmest. There's definitely some wind going on. Um, and I'm curious to see how that affects the cars in comparison to some of the recent weekends. I'll have to wait and see. One thing is for sure, at least one thing that I'm pretty sure of. If Kimi doesn't break down, then he should win this race fairly comfortably because he had a huge gap. The thing is, he had 3 tenths to Max, who had a toe. If Max didn't have that toe, he admitted that he would not be starting in second. So that means that he won like 3 tenths, which is crazy. So that means that the next best car was Lando, actually, who had a grid drop. And then the next best car would be George, who was half a second slower. How is George half a second slower than Kimi in the same car? This is crazy. All right. The grid has cleared. The formation lap is about to start. There's a cheeky little drone flying above them. This is a very cheeky drone. All right. Uh, it does hurt to see Lando that far down, but I'm like, okay, Lando, as long as you can survive the first lap antics, then it should be okay. All right, the formation lap has started. So, what are we thinking? If you're watching right now, hi Giselle, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Please leave a like on the stream if you're watching. All right. Oh, are we seeing people stall on the grid? We're seeing people stall on the grid. Okay. Colapinto took a while to get off the line, but he did get going. Interesting how interesting to see that. Let's see if something happens. All right. So starting tire, the top 12 are mediums. Lando is starting on hard. He will want to go quite long. Bottas and Sainz are going on the soft. Interesting how the Cadillacs are splitting it between soft and hard. Very offset strategy. Williams is going for medium and soft. Also an offset there. McLaren, of course, going for medium and hard, with Oscar starting on mediums and Lando on hard. I sincerely hope for Lando that he can pull off that strategy because earlier in the Formula 2 race, it looked like the people starting on the harder tires were going to get it, and then we had a safety car. So like it could go really wrong as well. You never know. There have been a lot of safety cars in Formula 2 and 3 so far. So is Formula 1 going to follow that? We'll see. I do have the feeling that we will, at the very least, get a safety car at some point during this race of some kind, whether that's virtual or a regular safety car. We'll see. The longest track on the calendar, 7 kilometers long. Let's hope for a good. Wait, Antonelli is so far ahead of everyone else. Oh my God! Why is Antonelli doing this lap so quickly? Is he just antsy to get going? I mean, that's risky. Uh, boy. Well, let's have a good race, everyone. Ooh. Let's have a good race. Antonelli is in his pit slot and pointing towards one side. Max is pointing. So Antonelli and Max are pointing toward one another. That's interesting. All right. So, uh, yeah, like the final car, I think it's Alonso, the final car, is still not around the bus stop chicane, just only coming out of Blanchimont. Yeah, Max is pointing towards the inside. It's not. Oh my God, this is going to be fireworks potentially. We'll see how it goes. I'm very curious about the starts because Max has not had good starts. All right, the final car is moving into his grid spot right now. We have a green flag at the back. One, two, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Go. And let's see. Kimi has a good start. Max actually had a decent start around the outside. Can't make it happen. Shaw's looking. Oscar's getting boxed in by Shaw. So let's see. The top 6 stay the same, but Shaw is looking at George. Max takes the lead. Max goes into the lead. Oh my God. Max got the lead. Max is ahead of Kimi. Wow. And now Kimi is looking again at Max. Kimi on the inside, Max on the outside. Yeah, no, Kimi's got the lead back. Let's see. Charles Leclerc around the outside. Max loses. Oh, shit. Contact with Lewis and George. George is in the gravel. Oh, my God. George is out of this race, probably. Kimi leads ahead of Charles. Charles in second. Oh, my God. George is out. George is out. Oh, my God. Oh, Lewis and George make contact. Lewis potentially has damage. Oscar gained from this. He's in fourth. Lewis in fifth. Then we have the 2 RBs. Lando already made up a couple of places. I think Lando is already in the top 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lando's already P8. Lando P8, Oscar P4. I do not mind this start, y'all. Oh, my God. Oh, this has gone very well for us so far. Let's see. Is George out or is he able to continue? I'm pretty sure he's out, right? Safety car. Safety car on the first lap. This is exactly what has been happening in Formula 2 and 3, by the way. Oh, my God. Chaos at the beginning. George Russell is out of this race. Huge. That's huge. Oh, my God. That is absolutely fucking huge. Wow. And Ocon seems to have stopped as well. So, wow, what a chaotic start of this race. Oh my God. Ooh, and breathe. Oh my God. So, Kimi leads ahead of Charles. Charles from fourth to second. Max lost the place, but I think he'll take that. Oscar gained 2 places. Lewis is where he started. Lewis started in fifth. Lando's up to 10th. We have a couple of early pit stops here. Interesting. Hadjar started on the hard tire. Why are you pitting now? Onto the mediums, fresh set of mediums. That's a slow stuff for Hadjar, by the way. 3.6, that's not great. Right. Well, anyway, Bottas pits, Perez pits. Why do Cadillac do a double stack? It's stupid. It's just gonna hold up Bottas. It's not great. Ocon also pitted. Did Behrman also pit? I think so. Anyway, that does at least take away their mandatory pit stop. But could we see? I think we could just see a couple of 2 stops here. All right, let's look back at the race start. Essentially, the top 6 initially got away quite well. Like, there are not a lot of people moving backwards, forwards, that kind of stuff. Lando did well to stick it around the outside of the Alpine. What? Lando already gained 2 places off the start. So that Max gains the lead, but it's not the best position to be in because, you're going to be sitting duck on the Camel Straight. Then George loses position to everyone. George around the outside, and then he gets tagged by Lewis. That has to be Lewis's mistake, probably. Then the 2 Racing Bulls one another for a little bit. Yeah, let's see. So Lewis on the inside, pretty initially it looks like he's pretty confident ahead of George, and then just taps into him. I think that's Lewis's mistake. George leaves enough room, but Lewis just turns into him. Yeah, that is noted, and that could result in a penalty for Lewis. Let's see what car crossed over in front of me. I was right behind him, so I had no front end. Lewis, you can say what you want, but that's probably on you. That's the way that I see it. All right, let's see. Here we have science, or we call it science. Oh, Sainz tapped Haas car in front of him. Was it Berman? Or was it Ocon? So Ocon. Oh, Ocon touched his teammate, and that's how Ocon broke his suspension, probably. I think Ocon broke his suspension. Yeah. He can't steer anymore. Yeah, and that's Ocon out of the race as well, probably. His suspension is fucked. So that's already two DNFs. Oh no, wait. Ocon was wait, why did Hadjar pit again? Oh, they went to mediums, now to hards, and then he'll be able to finish the race instead of hard. That's a long way to go. They'll have to go 40 laps on those hards. Mm. At the very least, they complied with the rules, right? Anyway, both Haas cars, both Cadillacs have stopped. Hadjar has stopped twice already. Interesting. Very interesting start of this race already, even though, we've barely seen any racing. But from a strategy perspective, it is um, very finely poised for this race. We'll see how it goes. So let's see. Science is on soft. Paris is on soft. Is that correct? Go back. Okay, so there's still safety car. I'm just going to go back to the beginning here. I want to see who started on which tire. Bottas started on soft and Sainz started on soft. The graphic indicates that Sainz is still on soft. It does indicate that the Cadillacs at least swap tires, but what is Williams doing with? So anyway, Hamilton Russell is under investigation. As far as I'm concerned, this is a slam dunk penalty for Hamilton. If they don't give that, that once again confirms that it matters what passport you have. This is something that I've been saying in recent streams and recent videos, and I will not be convinced otherwise. Like, it's under investigation. Alex. Just give Hamilton a penalty already and be done with it. Hamilton deserves a penalty because George was well ahead. Like, Hamilton had plenty of room or plenty of time to figure out that George was there. Hamilton is an experienced driver and should might just be. Let's see, safety, still not message of safety not ending. I kind of expected to because we just got past the call for George Crow's part, and the car's not there anymore. So they should be able to go racing again, as far as I know. Yeah, there you go. Safety car game. So on lap 44, we're going to have the safety car in. Antonelli will dictate the pace. I have Shaw, I have Max, I have Oscar. Hamilton has a potential penalty looming. I sincerely hope that he just gets a penalty and the stewards don't just show their British bias once again, because it will once again be a talking point. It's so frustrating that every single time it has to be a talking point. Okay, let's see. Safety car lights should go out right now. Yeah, safety car lights are out. So Antonelli from now on will dictate the pace. We'll slow the pack up. And the question is, how early did we go? In Formula 2 and 3, we have seen them go earlier and earlier, as early as, the entry of Watchalong. The latest that someone went was in the bus stop chicane and did not go well for him. So I definitely have the feeling that Antonelli will want to go sooner rather than later on the safety car reset. Did he go already? He went already. See, before Shimon, what did I say? Like, you want to go early. Shaw was awake, though. Max was not awake. Max was not awake at all. Oscar is very much all back of Max. But Oscar has to just stay behind until, of course, the start finish line. You can't pass one another until the start finish. But he is clear of Shaw, and Shaw, oh my God, Lewis is attacking Oscar, and that's no contest. Oscar crosses back, though. Go on, Oscar! Go on, Oscar! Side by side, through a Rouge. Well done! There you go. Well done, Oscar. Big balls. Ah, yeah. Let's see. Oscar is close to Max now, by the way. Let's see. Lando is looking at what's left, but can't do it yet. Go on, Oscar! That's a podium ahead of you. Antonelli is already more than a second clear of Charles. Antonelli is winning this race unless that car breaks down. Uh, it's just not fun, is it? See, Max is fairly close to Stroll. Oscar is still fairly close to Max. And I actually just realized why it's not the worst thing if Lando doesn't make up a lot of places because he's on the alternative strategy. Though it seems that Lando is pretty close to. Yeah, Lando got Bortoletto. P9. Well done, Lando. All right, keep going. Now Lando. Next up, Colapinto in P8. You can get him. Bortoletto now getting attacked by Gasly for P10. Yeah, no, Gasly got him. Gasly is in P10. Let's see. Max is close here. Max is close to Shaw. Max on the outside of Shaw. It's not even a contest. Well, so much for that. Let's see, Lando is still chasing Colapinto. Then nothing changed there. Come on, Oscar. That's a podium right ahead of you. I know you can do it. You love Spa. It's your favorite track. So Colapinto is out of a second. Colapinto is really close to Lando. Lando. Max is fairly close to Kimi. I was under the impression that Kimi was gone, but no. Max now has overtake mode. Max is now out of a second. Oscar is close to Shaw. Come on, Oscar. Go on, Oscar. No, nothing happening just yet. Let's see. Gasly. Gasly already have Bortoletto? Yeah, he did. Never mind. Lando is close to calling Pinto. And Gasly is out of a second, so he doesn't have to look behind. He can look. Come on, no. Seems that my neighbors are doing the sequel to how qualifying ended yesterday. Oscar's close here. Oscar on the outside. That's ballsy. Can't make it happen, but that was interesting at the very least. Lando P8. Out of Colapinto now. Well done, Lando. Love that. Love that for you. Come on. Let's get him. Oh, Oscar, it's tantalizingly close. That third place, that podium. I want it for you. I desperately want it for you. Come on, Oscar. Oh, he's close. He's close. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Oscar. Run the outside. I'll break him. I'll break him. I'll break him. Shit. Oh, they touched. Oh, they touched. Fuck. Oh, 7-0. Oh, my God. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, that was cool. I think Oscar has damage on his car. That sucks. Yeah. Uh, he didn't leave enough space. That could have been a massive crash. Yeah. The yellow flag. Is that for the debris that was caused just now? Oh, God. I'm honestly surprised that neither Shaw or Oscar is slowing down. God, forget about you. Let's see. Lando is now within a second of Lawson, and Lawson is not within a second of Lindblad. So, you know, Lewis around the outside. Yeah, Lewis. Limit. Ah, yeah. Well, the thing is, Schultz should know that he's there, and he just moves to the outside. It's like at the end of the camel straight, you don't do that. All right, the incident has been noted. Orlando, P7, right ahead of you. You're fast. You're fast. Orlando, around the outside. Yes, well done. P7. Let's keep going. All right, started 13th. Stuff. Lewis is quick now. Lewis has a 5-second time penalty. There you go, crossing the collision. Yep. Yeah. Okay, I am glad that Hamilton at least got a penalty for that because otherwise you would still have the argument of like 35. Although I'm honestly a little surprised that Antonelli is not driving away quicker. Like, I mean, of course, he is 1.9 seconds ahead, but it's still like not. It's not like half a second a lap because if it had been half a second a lap, he would be 5 seconds ahead right now. Okay, Lando's close to Lindblad. Lando, oh, shut up, Jolien. You're showing your British flag there. We have some damage to the right hand side forward floor. That's not huge. We're still in this race. Lando's close. One back in. Ajar passed for 14. All right, so the Shaw Oscar incident is under investigation. And if we're being fair, there should be a penalty for Shaw, not for Oscar. It's like Oscar was there the entire time around the outside. Shaw should have known that, and then he moved at the very end. It's very dangerous to do that. Lewis is extremely close to Shaw here. Out of the ready onto Camel Straight. No, no. Lando got Lindblad. That's important. There you go. Lando into P6. Now he has 8 seconds to his teammate. That is a gap. But at the very least, he is behind his teammate. So that's something. Now, the good thing also is that the Ferraris and Oscar are kind of keeping each other busy. Also, Max, by the way. So it's essentially Max, the Ferraris, and Oscar are keeping each other busy. And as long as they keep infighting, that helps Lando gain time on them. Lando has already gained almost a second on this lap. So that goes to show Lando has first of all, on those hard tires, and he's going to catch this group. So that's good for Lando because, of course, he is on the alternative strategy. Go on, Lando. 6.9 seconds now. 6.9. And let's also see if potentially the Ferraris get, if Leclerc gets that penalty, because if we have both Ferraris on a 5-second penalty, you see, Lewis is close once again. Lewis, full shot to go to Lewis on the outside. No. Keep fighting, guys. Keep fighting. This is good. Love it. Love to see it. Ajar makes it up to 12th now. He is also cutting his way through the field slowly. I'm quicker than Shaw. I have more pace. As in, can I please pass Shaw? Please, pretty please. Okay, Lewis, technically you're a 6 seconds behind because you have a 5-second penalty. Technically. Interesting how now every single driver in that top 5 has dropped out of a second. It's marginally, it's just 1.1, but as long as you're not within the second, you don't have that overtake mode, that very juicy, spicy overtake mode that you need, right? So Max is really keeping pace with Antonelli. It's commendable. All right, so across the line, on the previous lap, Lando was 6.9 behind. Now it's 6.2. So that's 7 tenths gained in one lap. Lando's quick. Hi, Hal. How are you doing? What do we think of the race so far? I have been enjoying it so far. Gotta be honest. Of course, both McLarens gaining places is a good thing. See, Oscar's dropping back now compared to Lewis. Like he's not able to keep the pace. Don't love that. Do not love that for you, Oscar. You know what the thing is? If Oscar drops back behind Lando, he will be in the place where he started. I think my suspension is broken, is what Paris is saying. Paris is 38 seconds behind Stroll. Yeah, there has to be an issue with Paris's car. Then. You're happy that Max's car is okay? Yeah, Max is doing well. Max is actually keeping pace well with Antonelli, roughly 2 seconds behind Kimi after 14 laps. That's pretty good so far. And I'm also curious to see what they'll do after the pit stops, because then they'll be on a different compound. They'll probably be on the Hearts. How does the Mercedes, how does the Red Bull respond to that being on the Hearts? Because the Hearts so far have been working out well for Lando. We'll love to see that for him. Also, you should be happy that Max actually had a good start for once, because Max never has a good start. Red Bull seems abysmal when it comes to starts. Gasly is in the pits. That is a bit of an early stop, I'd say. Sainz also pits. But if you're further down, that might just be the kind of gamble that you want to go for. Let's see, that's not the best pit stop for Gasly, 3.4. Let's see for Sainz, who goes into hard. This is slow. He is getting a new front wing. Okay, Sainz has a very slow stop because of a front wing then. Hadjar overtakes Bortoletto for P10. Oh, Sainz has a very slow stop, even for a nose change. 14.4 is really slow. All right, so actually, I do not mind the fact that Lando is only 12.3 seconds. I didn't approve the front wing change, but anyway, the front wing was fine. It's the floor. And Carlos is not too happy then. But Lando is actually only 12 seconds behind Kimi. That's not bad, considering he started further back and he had to fight his way through the field. Kimi has had clean air since the beginning. Not bad at all. So we go into lap 16 out of 44 here. There's still an investigation ongoing with the Shaw and Oscar incident. By the way, Lawson makes a pit stop. Colapinto as well. We do have to remember Hadjar is on fresher tires, and now that everyone around him is pitting, it's going to be a question: is Hadjar going to the end? Because of course they did pit him onto the hard. Is he going to go to the end? I wonder. I'm very curious to hear what is going to happen with Shaw when they finally have that incident between Shaw and Oscar figured out. Because even if at no point Oscar was ahead at any apex, I don't really think that should matter because Oscar was very consistent on the outside. Shaw should have left him space. At the very last second, Shaw moved and that caused contact. I think should be penalized. And I'm trying to look at this as not a McLaren fan, but just as a racing fan in general, because of course it does involve one of my drivers, and therefore I feel like I might be a little bit biased, but I still am of the opinion that Charles should get a penalty regardless of in that instance. So yeah, let's see. So the gap, no further action. No further action. Anyway, the gap between Oscar and Lando is 2.5 seconds. Lando is catching Oscar quickly. Lindblad makes his pit stop. Also, Lando is still keeping within 12 seconds of Kimi. Really like to see that. Ocon is also in the pits. The tires are looking good, better than others. Okay. They're telling Kimi to push. Oh, Lindblad and Lawson are really fighting here. Jeez. By the way, that is really going to harm their chances because Gasly is now right behind them. Oh, Max goes into the pits. Okay, that is a fairly early call. Let's see how that goes. By the way, Lando is 1.5, 1.4 behind Oscar. Lando is very close to Oscar now. And I am curious if we're going to get a team message to Oscar. I do think that Oscar should let Lando pass when we get to it. You don't want to hurt the chances too much. Anyway, Max comes out right ahead of Hadjar. That's interesting. That's actually not that much of a gap. Hadjar has good pace here. So Lando 1.1.0, 1.1 behind Oscar. Yeah, McLaren should. Oh, virtual safety car. Oh, shit. I told you what strategy I wanted to do. You just put me out with everyone else now. We're on plan B. There's a virtual safety car. Why is there a virtual safety car? But this is right around the pit window. Okay, that's interesting. Can we pit Oscar, please? As long as there's a virtual safety car, we need to pit Oscar. Like, we just need to. Keep Lando out. Oh, VSC is ending. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There you go. They told Antonelli to box, but Antonelli is into the bus stop chicane. Is he going to box? Because he will not have the benefit of the virtual safety car cheap stop now. But he is pitting. Antonelli is pitting. All right, so Kimi makes a stop now. They are responding to Red Bull. That is interesting. Let's see where he comes out compared to Max now. Oh my God. Ooh, the dynamic of this race has just changed. Let's see. Max is on start finish now. Antonelli is out of the pit lane. He should be ahead. But then the question is, will Max have any advantage with warmed up tires? Because of course, Kimi will be on colder tires. Let's see. By the way, did anyone keep track of the pit stops for Red Bull? Because I have them as fast as pit stops. Let's see. Oscar, let Lando pass, please. Oscar, just do me this, please. Just let Lando pass, okay? Like we need this. We just need this, okay? Oscar, just do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, the thing is, Lando is much quicker than Oscar, and this is only going to hurt his race. So, Oscar, just let him through. Just let him through. See, Lando, there you go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well done, Lando. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. All right. Lando takes another place. Another one. Hmm. Okay, so it seems that Ferrari did not tell Lewis about the 5-second penalty just yet, and that's why they want to extend a little bit. They want to extend the gap to Oscar. Wait, Oscar got back through. Shit! Shit! Guys, don't fight. Stop fighting. Oh, this is really annoying. Oh, guys, can we see the McLaren spy? Why are we following? Oh, what is happening? Oh my God. Seriously? Oscar just went down the inside. Oh, that is rogue. I don't like that. I do not like that. Oscar, what are you doing? It's not helping either of your races. Virtual safety car yet again. Oh boy. Forcing another driver off track. Lindblad and Lawson. All right, let's see how long this virtual safety car goes. Let's see, the virtual safety car is still out. Ferrari could get a key pit stop here. Box for show. Here we go. Here we go. This could be huge. They're also boxing Lewis. Box Oscar as well. Please box Oscar. Please, guys, pit. Yeah, the virtual safety car is still out. So this is really helping. Let's see. They're double stacking at Ferrari. They need a good stop here. Yeah, that's a good stop for Shaw. All right, Lewis will have to serve a 5-second penalty. Where's Oscar? Oscar's in the pit as well. Oscar has made his pit stop and is ahead of Lewis. Okay. And Shaw leads. Shaw is ahead of Kimi. Technically, Lando leads. And VSC is ending. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green. Right. So Lando leads the race as of yet because he hasn't made his pit stop, but virtually Shaw is leading ahead of Kimi, then Max, then Oscar. Oscar got Lewis because of that penalty. Do not mind that. Do not mind it. Ooh, why was there even a reversible safety car? Oh shit! Oh, Hamilton bumps into one of his pit crew. Oh boy! All right, let's see. Oh, I don't know what the ultimate strategy. Boy, no further investigation for Lindblad and Lawson. Okay. Okay, so Lando is going to need a little bit of luck later in this race to make this ultimate strategy work. The thing is, Lando did have to pay. All right, well, Shaw is closing the gap quickly to Lando. This gap is coming quickly now. Yeah, so Shaw is ready within a second of Lando now. Boy. If you had told me that Lando would be leading this race at some point, I would have said, "What the hell are you on?" But I don't mind seeing it, even though he's going to get swallowed up whole by Shaw now. But that's fine, you know. I don't mind it. I don't care. Lando's leading. I'll take it. I mean, this is done right. Yeah, Shaw around the outside. This is done. Shaw takes the lead. Unsafe release for Lewis. Noted. Okay. I oh my god, this is so funny. We got a graphic up top. Fastest sector, Max Verstappen, sector 2. And then we got a team radio. I have no grip from Max Verstappen. It's like, dude, you just had the fastest sector. Shut up. Speaking of fast sectors, I should say fast laps. Schultz has put in the fastest lap. And Kimi is now right behind Lando within a second. This is going to be done. If it's not done by the end of Kemmel Straight, we'll see. Anyway. Oh, Kimmy, use your fresher tires, use your faster car, and get. Or don't. Or don't. Honestly, a little surprised at that, if I'm being quite honest. Well, this does hurt Kimmy's chances a little bit, considering that Lando is behind is ahead of him throughout this entire second sector. Okay, Lewis wanted a new front. So it's funny. Earlier, we have a team radio from Science who didn't want a new front wing, but they put one on. And now we have a team radio from Lewis who did want a new front wing, but didn't get it. So that's funny. All right. So the gap between Lando and Kimi across the line is half a second. I mean, that should be done, right? Right? Should be done. Point 0.3 into La Source. I mean, it should be done by the time that we get to the end of Kemmel Straight. So we go into Eau Rouge, up the hill, through Radion. Point 0.3. Point 0.4. Gets closer, gets closer. Lando gets defensive. And no! No, Kimmy. Not yet. Not yet. He's holding up Kimmy. Interesting. Well done, Lando. Investigation after the race. Hamilton, unsafe release. I don't know why you're not just investigating this now. There's nothing else to investigate at the moment. You can just look at it right now. These stewards are frustrating at times. Oh, Antonelli is close now. Let's see. Across the line then. 0.45 of a second. That's closer than it was in the previous lap and the lap before. Again, 0.3 out of La Source. So we go up the hill once again. Through Rouge. Out of the radio. Yeah, this has to be it. This has to be it. Lando goes to the inside. Kimi around the outside. That's done. Kimi goes into second place. And that's outright. All right. That's that. Hulkenberg v Gasly for P11. It's not even in the points, but okay. And by the way, they're actually also racing Lawson ahead. Lawson is within a second of Gasly. Let's see. I think Lando should be pitting to a medium tire within about 5 laps. Though I do have the feeling that they are happy to wait a little bit if they can maybe get like lucky with a safety car or something. But don't leave that too long because Lando has good pace. And if you clutch problem for Stroll, that's yet another issue for Aston Martin. Shocker. Anyway, yeah, you don't want to leave Lando out too long. So I essentially think like the moment that we hit lap 30 and there's still no safety car, just pit Lando and see how well he can get past everyone because he'll have a fresh set of mediums to get past everyone. Should be okay, right? Hadjar, 3 pit stops in 7th place. Commendable effort. Tires don't work according to Max. Max is not happy with what he has. And Oscar is actually within a second now. Go on, Oscar. Because if you take out Lando out of the equation when he finally makes his pit stop, then essentially Oscar is attacking Max for third for podium. So go on, Oscar, you can do it. So if Lando makes his pit stop, he'll emerge ahead of Bortoleto. So he'll be in 7th. Then he'll have a little bit of a gap to Hadjar to hunt down. After that, you get a bit of a gap to Lewis. And then it's a bit of a gap back to your teammate. As it stands. Let's see, but is Lando going to maybe intentionally hold up Max a little bit to help Oscar out now? Possible. I love these team games. It's always interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, Red Bull was doing it yesterday with Hadjar in qualifying, giving Max a toe. Max around the outside. That's done. Max goes into third. Lando doesn't pit on this lap. Then I'm gonna take a quick pee break because I really need to pee. If I'm being honest. Um, yeah, no, not yet. I'll be back in a moment. Lawson on Gasly. Gasly is pulling ahead. Oh, and Colapinto goes to the inside. Oh, what a move from Colapinto. Now Lawson is actually taking Gasly. Oh my god. Oh, where did Colapinto come from? That was crazy. Actually, the gap out front is shrinking between Kimi and Shaw. Wait, how did Lando get back past Oscar? Or did that ever change? Oh, interesting. Anyway, Lando is finally pitting on lap 31 of 44 for a fresh set of mediums. Didn't get a safety car. That's unfortunate. Let's just get a good pit stop, guys, please. Oh, it's slow. It's slow. It's slow. Fuck. Oh. Fuck. Oh. Fuck. Now he drops behind board for that. Oh. No. Why was that such a slow stop? Antonelli is 1.3 behind Shaw. Battle for the lead is going to be on here. Oh man, Lando. All right, Lando is close behind Bortoleto now. All right, Lando and Bortoleto. This should not contest. There you go. All right, Lando to seventh now has 12 seconds or 11 seconds to hatch our big gap. Yeah, yeah. Give me 1.1, 1.0. 1.0 seconds over the line. 0.7. 0.6. Kimmy looks, but not yet. Mm. Leclerc has been squeezing cars. Yeah, he has. That's interesting. Oh, Cadillac, what are you doing there? That's not helpful for Shaw. What the hell were you doing, my dude? All right, lap 34 of 44. Kimmy is half a second behind Shaw. Up through Barouche, Stradillon. This has to be it. This has to be done. Kimmy on the outside, Shaw on the inside, and Kimmy goes into the lead. There you go. Come on, Kimmy. I mean, Ferrari tried with a cheap pit stop, but nope. Shaw is still keeping with Kimmy though. Point 0.5, point 0.6. It's not huge. Okay, no, now the gap is forming. Never mind. Oscar is losing time to Lewis. Don't like that. Oh, Lewis is closing on Oscar. Mm. It's interesting how Shaw is keeping with Kimmy now. I thought it was done. Maybe not. Only expecting Norris to catch us with about 2 laps to go. Head down. Your pace is very good compared to other hard runners. All right. Wait a moment. Oscar all of a sudden. No, wait. No, that's not right. Oh, crap. Lewis is only a second behind Oscar. Fuck. That's annoying. Mm, Oscar, come on. Vote driver of the day. I voted Lando. I am biased. I'll admit. Thanks. I hate it. It's just a matter of time. Just get past already. Fuck off. So I know who this. Hamilton had a 5 second penalty, and then this is what we get for it. Yeah, yeah. Fuck off. Track limits for Kimmy. Okay. Final lap. Uh, I've been watching Lando get to Hajar. It's just not happening. Shit. All right. Well, at least Antonelli wins the Belgian Grand Prix. The car did not break down for a change. Charles Leclerc finished second. Now we have to wait a little bit for Max. Max in third, completes the podium. Lewis fourth, Oscar fifth, Hajar sixth, and Lando couldn't get Hajar seventh. You have to wait a little bit. This is also big. Hold on, Timmy. Bortolato, another points finish for Audi ahead of Lindblad. Now we have to wait a while for Colapinto. All right, did I get this entire podium correct? I did get all three podium finishers, not in the exact order, but I did get them. That's cool. Let's see what else. So let's see. I don't know if Red Bulls had the fastest pit stop. We do have 19 classified finishers. I got that one as well. Wow, that's the number. Red Bull did outscore McLaren. Okay, but Hajar scored like gained more positions. So that's incorrect. Fastest lap is for Lando, not Kimi. Will we see a new Belgian winner? Yes, that's correct. All right, cool. Okay, I got a lot of predictions correct there. F1 predict. Well done, Kimmy. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Kimmy. Well deserved victory. And finally, the top step again. It's been a while. Like last time was Monaco, wasn't it? It's been a while. You have to wait for that one. So Shaw got the vote for driver of the day. Only 17%, so that's not particularly convincing. And it goes to show that I don't really think that there was one driver really deserving of it compared to everyone else. Like there were a couple of drivers who did well, a couple of drivers who didn't do well, but like I don't really see one really stand out above the rest. Oh, who gives a shit about top speed? I still think this is one of the most useless graphics in F1. Fastest lap for Lando. Sucks that that doesn't give a point anymore. Oh, we're just waiting for the interviews, aren't we? Like, honestly, I don't know how I should feel as a McLaren fan. We had an all right race. I just feel that we left something on the table there. Jack Villeneuve. Joe, you were quick. Well, you gotta have a little bit of luck sometimes. Kimi was just faster throughout the weekend. We know that, but it wasn't far off. Let's be fair. It is a step forward. Well, Kimi was a little bit lucky this time around, but it's good that Kimi now gets the luck on his side because, of course, in the past couple of races, Kimi had been showing pace, and then every single time he drops out of the lead or something because some technical issue, and then George gains points on him. And that's the flip side. Like George now dropped out, and Kimi won the race. So you know, Kimi is clearly the faster driver between the two. Regardless of recent results, this shows that Kimi is just the best and is probably going to be the world champion. And I want him to be the world champion because he has deserved it, as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing in my mind that convinces me otherwise. Kimi has been so strong. And George is not. Like, all due respect to George, he's had a couple of good performances, but not consistent enough, if we're being fair. And every time he comes with excuses, and then they keep saying, "Oh, it's not his fault." I'm like, how about you just get a better grip on this car? I don't care about the excuses. I don't want to hear it. Happy birthday. Interesting trophy with all the names on there. It is going to be interesting next week to see what happens in Hungary, because Hungary, of course, is a very different track than Spa. So we'll, we'll see what happens there. It could be interesting. Can we see the cool down room, please? I want the cool down room. I love the cool down room. I apologize for my neighbors. I've been doing that all week. Clearly not Formula One fans. Cool down room. Love the cool down room. Shawl, Shawl, that was you. Yeah, Lewis Dickens. Drivers' Championship. Lewis goes back into second place ahead of George. We're still fifth and sixth. Oscar only 1 point ahead of Max. Uh, All right, podium. Max in third. Home crowd is going to be happy with that. All in second. Charles good at Spa. And Kimi. All right, Italian anthem. Great anthem. See, Kimi is proud. Is really proud to be where he is. Proud to be Italian. And you can see that all of this is really helping his confidence. Like without a doubt, the best driver of this year. And he should be more ahead in the championship if it wasn't for reliability issues. Oh, the Belgian king. Okay. Why do we have medals? Medals don't make sense for Formula One. Constructors Trophy. Champagne. Well, that was the Belgian Grand Prix then. That will do it for me as well. So thank you all for joining me this weekend for the watch-alongs. There is another one. There is one more watch-along. Later today, I'm going to watch the World Cup final. So join me for that one. Spain versus Argentina. I look forward to it. But that is about it. I will be back tomorrow for Formula One content, reacting to my predictions that I made last week and reacting to the race in general, just seeing how everything played out. So check me back tomorrow. And then I'll be back the day after with predictions for Hungary because we have another weekend coming up next week, which also means watch-alongs, and it will be the last one before the summer breaks. Join me for that. If you are watching and you haven't liked the stream yet, please do leave a like on the stream. It really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time, hopefully tonight. So until then, take care.